Good evening, everyone. How is everybody doing this evening? It is Sunday. Imagine that. Tony, thank you for giving me the heads up about it was saying it was an hour and 4 minutes when it was actually, or hour and 14 minutes when it was actually 14 minutes. That's weird. Yeah, well, that's YouTube. What are you going to do? So, we're going to talk about why the government gets nothing done. We're going to talk about that in a little bit here. But let's chat about some other stuff to begin with. So I had somebody was talking about I was talking about that I cut my grass today, right? And I said it took 2.5 hours. I use a push mower, and somebody was like, "Well, if you had a for $700 to $1,000, you could have a riding mower, and it'll take it down to a half an hour." You got to understand something, okay? Number one, I like the physical exercise. I really do. It doesn't bother me at all. I actually enjoy it. So that's why I don't mind using a push mower that costs $140 as opposed to something that would be much more expensive and prone to broke down. So that's putting that out there. So anyway, also, if we have any interruptions in the stream, I just want to give you guys, let you know that we've had that problem again. Imagine that. What a shock. But if we do, I will get right back on as soon as I possibly can. And so, you may not get notification that I'm back on, but I will be right back on. When they cut it off, it's just there's not much I can do about it, and so I have to just go back on, and I do it immediately. So definitely pay attention for that. Okay. Also, I want to remind everybody that this is a very family friendly. Ed saw the picture on Instagram of your West Virginia property. Beautiful. Thank you very much. Yeah, it is. Yeah, waking up to that view every day is going to be tough, but I think I'll get used to it. So, um, yeah, I'm really, really excited for that to all come together, and it'll take a little bit of time, but that's okay. And but anyway, um, family friendly channel. Please keep it decent in the chat. If you don't follow those simple, easy rules, if you decide to be a jerk, those awesome people that you see lit up in blue will boot you out of here because we're just not going to tolerate it because it's not necessary and it doesn't make for a nice discussion. So we want to have a good discussion. So, all right. Really quickly, I'm going to mention it now to get it out of the way so that people, we don't have to deal with this later. On my website, preppernurse1.com, we have the Legacy Freeze Dried Food Sale going on. All right. That sale is going to be ending on June 6th. You can save 20% when you check out on the website. So if you go to my website, preppernurse1.com, you click on store, it will drop down. You will see Legacy Foods. On the Legacy Foods, once it'll take you to the store there. Whatever we have available that is there, you will see it there. Feel free to get what you want if you would like to make a purchase. Again, when you check out, 25% or 20% will come off automatically. GMO free. It is vegan. There are meat options available, beef and chicken available as well. It is also gluten-free options are available. It is the largest portion size of any other freeze-dried food companies, and it's also made in the United States, which is a good thing, in my opinion. Anyway, so definitely take advantage of that as well. Okay, but Randy Romans, I can answer the topic of this question with 4 words. They don't want to. We'll get into that in a second. That I like that. I like that answer. Um, there's a little bit more to it, but yes, that is a good answer. But did you see what looked like a dent at the end of the side out in the seal? I did see the seal was disconnected, and I did talk about that with them. And they said that they'll give it the once over before, like we're going to be going back to get my sister's camper on the 15th. We have to go through like the orientation of how to use the slide out and all that type of stuff. I will be giving that camper 100% the once over. They will definitely make sure everything is squared away. So they did tell me that. So that will be all squared away by the time that comes here. I showed you guys today where we're going to stick it, so she'll be in the shade for the summer, and so then that way we know that's a good spot. Because I was trying to think where's going to be the best spot. I was going to put it up over by the dog run, but we have to have those stumps and everything pushed out there that are in the front that are going to get moved out into the back into that other pile. So that was not going to work to have it there. So, it's I'm actually here again, 32 hours worked in 2 days. Wow. Yeah, those 16-hour days are brutal, man. I used to do that mandatory 16 hours. That absolutely sucks. You don't ever get enough sleep. You're burnt out. You're tired. Not fun at all. So, well, I appreciate you being here, man. That's awesome. That's Mr. Rose, guys. That he is a prison guard, and that is a very thankless job and not an easy job at all. Okay, somebody sent me the information. I thought it was 23 feet, but it's actually 29 feet. It's 23 feet of living space inside, but the camper itself is actually 29 feet. So that's a good thing. That is a really, really good thing. All right, we're going to get into this topic because I think that this is there's a lot that goes into this, guys, and so. The way it's so funny because people are just continue to buy into the system that it works when it never does and it's never meant to work. Okay. Why does nothing get done? So think about this. Okay. Now Biden and crew have been in charge since January, right? Now we're almost to June. What have they really done so far? What, the one stimulus, right? They play games. They blame the Republicans blame them. We go back and forth, and everything drags out forever and a day, and it just takes forever. Now, they control the House, they control the Senate, and they have the presidency. So anything realistically right now over this 2-year period before the midterm elections, the Democrats can push through whatever they want to push through. And I want you guys to remember also, when President Trump was in office, okay, his first 2 years in office, they controlled the House, the Senate, and they had the presidency. Again, they could have pushed through all kinds of stuff, but they delay. And then once one of either the House or the Senate, belongs to the other party, because usually midterms, like they should probably, most likely what will happen, and I'm not saying it's for sure going to happen, but most likely what will happen during the midterms elections, the Democrats will lose seats in the House, the Republicans will gain, and they will gain control in the House. Okay. The Senate, who knows what's going to happen there. But if they win one and one wins the other, then absolutely nothing will get done the next 2 years because they will do political games and not get anything done. But when they have the chance to do something, they don't. Okay. And it is amazing to me how it continues to go on and on and on again. Blade wire, guys, you want to block blade wire, please? Who cares? You know what? Again, let me just make a statement to blade wire. Again, this is not a train station. You do not have to announce your departure. If you choose to no longer be here, be my guest and don't let the door hit you on the behind on the way out. Okay, so there you go. Thank you guys for taking care of that. Thank you, JJ. Yeah, it's just, and that's just so stupid. It's like, oh, look, pay attention to me. Grow up. But anyway, it's always going to be like that. So we have to get rid of them right away. So yeah, everybody, everybody has an opinion, just like everybody has a butthole. So that's how it works. Good times. But anyway, when it comes down to with the government, there's always grandstanding. There's always this party blaming the other party. And what always amazed me, what always really a snowflake, exactly. What always amazed me was every 4 years you will have our party will do this and our party will do that, and the other party's bad. Okay, so the climate, depending on where people are at, they'll vote in whoever they decide to vote in. And, then you get this new group of people that are going to do nothing for the next 4 years except line their own pockets and continue to get rich. Hey, Asif. Dems can screw the economy with 6 trillion spending. Oh yeah, well you got to understand too. With that, even with that, you look at already the amount of money that we are in debt in this country. It is absolutely ridiculous. There's no way, you know, there's no way that that is sustainable. No way. Hey, Mountain Kayaker, I can't see how any sane people can tolerate this cancel culture. Defund cops, allow criminals to cross the border, attack the First and Second Amendment. So disturbing. You know what? I agree with you 100%. When you have, now I want you to think about this too, and this is something else that absolutely amazed me. When you had this whole thing happening with this pandemic, if that's what you want to call it, um, what do they do with the jails? They let tons of these criminals out. All kinds of criminals got early releases because, oh my God, poor them. They might get the virus in the prison system, right? Ridiculous. So you put thousands of criminals back on the street. Now you have the cops are walking on eggshells because they're afraid to actually interact, because as soon as they interact with people, they're going to be accused of racism and all kinds of other stuff, right? Even legitimate good cops. And so the criminals basically have had free reign to do whatever they want. Crime has gone up exponentially because of all the nonsense. And it is absolutely ridiculous. And this cancel culture nonsense that we have. Who was it? I'm trying to think of the comedian. He's a comedian. Actually, I like him as a comedian. I don't, what he's talking about with the politics. He was saying this particular Seth Rogen, I think maybe. He was saying that. Well, if somebody says an insensitive joke or a racially biased joke or something like that, that they should be canceled. Listen, go back and listen to some of the stuff Eddie Murphy said. If you want to have your feelings hurt, if you're a sensitive super snowflake, go listen to Richard Pryor. Go listen to Eddie Murphy, and the jokes that those guys used to say. Okay, not very politically correct, not very sensitive to people's feelings. Jokes are jokes, and you know what? We can all relate to them. They all have basis in truth. And so that's the reality of it. And so if you can't make a joke and have a good time and laugh at yourself and everybody else, it's like it's gotten completely out of control. I mean, heaven forbid you say anything wrong or you are canceled in today's society. And yeah, George Carlin too, exactly. Oh my God, George Carlin absolutely would have. Their heads would explode. Absolutely. So it's just, you know, it's absolutely insane right now with the whole cancel culture and But no, George Carlin was not PC at all. Actually, you know what? You look back and you watch some of George Carlin stuff. He was right on the money, right on the money. So, but Dice Clay, yep, there's another one. Oh my God, yeah, yeah. The other one that comes to mind, who I actually saw in concert was Sam Kinison, was another one. Sam Kinison was very, very funny. So, but anyway, yeah. Don Rickles was notorious for those jokes. Yeah, and again, they're jokes. Relax. It's a joke. Don't be so sensitive. Grow up. It is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, George Carlin was awesome. Yeah, he was absolutely. I loved him. So, but everybody's feelings are hurt. Everybody's so sensitive, and you can't say anything about anybody. And if you haven't, heaven forbid that you have a dissenting opinion, especially in social media. Oh my goodness, if you have a dissenting opinion or if you don't go along with the narrative, you are viciously attacked. You are called a misogynist, everything else. Hey, Pamela Sherry, Biden is a useless mouthpiece for which is pathetic. Do not mention veterans. Yeah, and I'm going to tell you what, when I saw, like I said, and I mentioned it in my, thank you very much for the statement and thank you for the donation as well. When I saw the statement that Harris put out, enjoy the long weekend. No mention of veterans, no mention of anything like that. Those type of people, they make me sick because they never served. You know what I mean? They never put on that uniform. And so they have no idea. And, it is it's Memorial Day weekend. It's to honor those people that gave that ultimate sacrifice. So, yeah, I have zero respect for those type of people. And let's see. I was talking about a fourth and fifth stimulus. Well, they'll just keep giving people money, and then and I want you to think about that. Oh, Gene Wilder too. Yes, he was very good. I want you guys to think about this too. You know, you have the politicians are not stupid. So remember when they were doing the whole thing with the politics with the election and everything like that, and they were basically the Democrats were saying, well, if we get the House and the Senate, we're definitely going to pass this next stimulus bill, and it was the whole thing. It still stinks to me. I'll be honest. That's my opinion. You can agree with that or disagree with that. That's perfectly fine. I think that there was a lot of shenanigans with this election. But again, and I have said this before, there's a lot in every election. But this one, they definitely did not want Trump back in there. So they did what they needed to do to make sure he did not. Okay. So yeah, it is absolutely crazy. So, but these politicians, what they've done, and I want you guys to think about this. It's like, and the media is complicit with them 100%. The news is just absolutely ridiculous with everything that they're doing now. I mean, it's just like the latest thing. This this huge upsurge in attacks on Asian Americans. Right? Anybody that is of Asian descent, they're being attacked. Right? Well, people are attacked every day, realistically. I mean, let's be realistic. People are attacked every single day in this country. White, red, black, yellow, whatever color you are, okay? It happens all the time. So we could, if I'm the news media, and I can take this attack on this Asian person, which might have been just a robbery, because that's what most of these attacks are. They attack old people and they rob them and they hurt them. I could pick out things and say, oh, look, here's an attack, this uptick on attack on Asians. So now they come through and they're trying to make a law against hate crimes against Asians. How about this? I know this is a really weird concept and outside the box thinking, and I hate to do this, but what about what about having a hate crime bill for everyone? That if anybody's attacked based on race, if racial slurs are used, like cracker and all this other stupid nonsense, whatever, or blaming white people for all the troubles in the world, and people are attacked because of that. What about that? That is also a hate crime. Okay. If you attack somebody because they are from Vietnam, because your dad fought in the Vietnamese War and they hate all Vietnamese people, that's a hate crime. If you want to attack anybody that is from China and blame them for what happened, that's a hate crime. So a hate crime is a hate crime is a hate crime. It doesn't have a color. Okay. So that's what we need to have. But the biggest, what they do, and I want you guys to think about this, and you look, I'm going to tell you what, do I believe that there is an upsurge in white supremacist groups and groups of people that are embracing, let's say, their white heritage and banding together? Do I believe there's an upsurge in that? Absolutely, yes, I do, and I'm going to tell you why. Okay, when you have the media constantly telling you over and over and over again that you are bad because you're white, you should be ashamed because you're white, it's your fault for everything that's happened bad because you're white. People get tired of hearing that. Allergic to liberalism. How about the 6 trillion budget proposal and Creepy Joe saying money is easy access to print? I'm disgusted. Exactly, and it is again, that 6 trillion will not probably go to where it needs to go, which is ridiculous as well, and it'll take forever and a day to pay that back. On top of it, thank you very much for the donation, and thank you for saying that as well. They're trying to destroy the country. That's exactly what they're doing. So they're going to continue to pacify you with stimulus money as they continue forward, and they're going to absolutely destroy this country, and that's what they want to do. It's all part of the game plan, in my opinion. But anyway, again, getting back to what I was saying, So yes, I do believe there is a resurgence of, if you want to call it white pride. I do believe that is there, but only because of the manipulation from the media. Now, anybody with a half a brain in their head, okay, can look at that, realize we're being played, regardless of what color you are, and realize that this is a whole thing. It's a whole plan on purpose to keep us all divided, all fighting amongst ourselves because of race, religion, and also politics. That's a big part of it too. Look at the division now in this country because of politics. They're bad, we're good. They're idiots, we're smart. And both sides are doing this, okay? We really care about people, but they don't. It's ridiculous. As a human being, we should be caring about each other, okay, regardless of wherever, whatever the background is and stuff like that. Guys, what do we got? 766 in the chat. We're at 252 on the thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to please do that to show support for the channel. And thank you ahead of time for doing that. I do appreciate it. Also, it really does help with the algorithms. So the more interaction that we have, the better it is for the channel. So thank you for that reason as well. Of course, the last thing is um, I like to see a lot of thumbs up. So it's part of the game. So I definitely like to see him do well. So thank you for that reason as well. Again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. So now I had somebody today tell me that, like with the live streams, they said they shot me an email and they said that a lot of conservative channels are not being able to open up the live streams after they're already up. So I don't, I have seen weird things happening with the numbers. I kind of attributed a lot of it to being Memorial Day weekend and a lot of people out and about, out with their families doing things, and stuff like that. So I kind of attributed it to that. But I actually it was so funny because I was at 93,417, and then all of a sudden I had like this huge drop. For like no reason, the numbers just dropped down. Like I lost like 50 subscribers, and then today I picked up like 40. So it's weird. I don't know what YouTube is doing. They're playing games. Uh, Church of POS. I'm mixed race, so my white side can hate my non-white side, or my non-white. Yeah, that is funny. Oh my God. Yeah, and I'm going to tell you what. This is something I want you to think about, and this will break it down really, really easy. Okay, I'm going to give you my heritage. All right, I am English, Irish, Scottish, Dutch, German, and a little bit of Spanish thrown in there. So you tell me what I am. I am a true American mutt. That's what I am. I'm an American. End of story. My ancestors came from different parts of the world. They came here to make a better life for themselves, and that's what people still do. They want to make a better life for themselves. So who cares? Yeah, I had more. Yeah, I know. It's Jen Boyles. It's just a game that YouTube plays. It's just a game, but again, it's like I don't care what person you are going to talk to. If their ancestry's been here 100 years, you look okay. So you look at we'll go with this one too. You look at the American black, different shades of color, right? Some are lighter, some are darker, all this type of stuff. Because if they've been here in this country for any length of time, they are an eclectic mix. They probably have Indian in them. They probably have Spanish in them. They probably have white in them. And obviously they have black in them as well. It is amazing. But then they only want to identify as this, that, or the other thing. Like I said, I had, so I'll give you an example. So I was taking, to buy my property, I applied for a personal loan, okay, to buy my property. And I'm going to tell you what will happen, how that'll go. Once that's done, and if I'm approved for the loan and I get it and I buy this property down there, as soon as I sell this property here, which may be a year, maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years, I'll pay that loan off in a heartbeat. I'm not going to be in huge debt. It's not really huge debt, but hey, Mountain Kayaker, a friend that is apolitical. Hold on a second. Visitor parents in D.C. on January 6th She was nowhere near the Capitol, and the FBI came to her house in Utah to interrogate her. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, because she traveled there. Unbelievable. That's interesting. Thank you for that information. Pamela Sherry, critical race theory is extremely dangerous. I had to remove my last child from public schools. Very sad. She wants to go to her local school. It is there's definitely an agenda. Thank you both for the donation and thank you both for the statements as well. But there's definitely an agenda out there, which is sad. Again, and I say it all the time, we are human beings, okay? We're one race called the human race. And so, but we the government wants us to be divided. They want us to fight each other because then we'll never ever ever focus on the true problem, which is big government. As long as we're fighting each other over ridiculous things like your religion is different from my religion, so you're wrong and I'm right. Listen, I've always said this. I don't care what religion you are. If it gives you self satisfaction and gives you peace, then I am absolutely 100% happy for you. 100%. I don't care. I'm not going to judge you based on what religion or non-religion that you are. Okay. If you're a Satanist, I'll give you an example. If you're a Satanist and you believe that, as long as you're not trying to push it on me, I don't care. I don't care what you believe because it doesn't affect me. It really doesn't. So, but people always want to push their views, push their beliefs on other people, and that's where the problems come in. It's just like with the whole politics thing, okay? You know, you're right, we're wrong. Again, the politicians, it doesn't matter, guys. I'm going to tell you, and I know I've said this a million times. You have left or right, it doesn't make one bit of difference. None. Because at the end of the day, they're going to line their rich friends' pockets, they're going to line their own pockets, and they're going to screw you. That's what they do. It doesn't change. It never changes. And so that's what it amazes me about people that they don't see that they don't look. I'm going to tell you what, and so I've talked about this, so, and I'm dead 100% honest, always have been. I have never voted. I will never vote. Okay. I looked at it as a 16-year-old kid. I looked at the system and I saw how corrupt it was. How many times, year after year after year, do you see politicians constantly corruption, corruption, corruption? They're up on charges. They're up on this. They're up on that. You don't think that there's people in Washington, D.C. that have people investigate other people to find out what their dirty laundry is, and then they use that against them because people don't want that dirty laundry brought out. They don't want to have somebody find out that they did this or did that or did the other thing. There was a politician, and I can't remember who it was, but he was very, very strong in the Republican Party. Okay, and this is going back a few years. Very, very influential, very, very strong. All of a sudden, this guy retired. He just boom like that and disappeared, and you just never heard anything again. And I remember at the time going, they had something on him, they were threatening him with that, and it was either you get out or we're going to expose you. And I think that happens a lot. Okay, I think that happens a lot. Watch your pride and ego, Ed. Why don't you focus on the topic? How am I being prideful, or it's my ego? How is that? Am I saying me, me, me? I don't know where you're coming from with that. I really don't. But what I'm saying is these politicians, and again, this is talking about Washington and the politicians and the corruption. That's all part of talking about Washington and why nothing ever gets done. So, yeah, I don't know where that came from, but yeah, I don't consider myself prideful or have an ego. I'm me. I'm going to tell you what, any of you out there, anybody that has met me, I'm straight up. I say it like it is. I will never be politically correct, ever. That's going to be a fact, okay? So if you're going to come on my channel and think that I'm going to be politically correct, it is never going to happen, okay? So if you are so sensitive and you can't handle somebody having a different opinion, this is not the channel for you. I'm just putting that out there right now. So yeah, it's but the thing is, I don't hate anybody. Okay. That's one thing. I'm going to tell you a story, guys. Okay. Uh, there was two people that I absolutely hated. Two people that I hated. One was a stepfather, and I let that hate eat me up for a long, long time, long time, and for a lot of reasons. And when I was in my early 20s, I went, confronted him, forgave him for what he did, and I let it go. Okay. And that's a hard thing to do. It is a hard thing to do. That gentleman ended up dying of cirrhosis of the liver, which I call poetic justice because he suffered and he should have. Okay. Not that I would wish bad on anybody, and I don't. I really don't. But I had to let that hate go because it was consuming me and it was eating me alive. The other guy that I had hated, who I'm actually now really good friends with again, uh, was the father of my niece, Jeannie. You guys have seen Jeannie here at the homestead. My sister got pregnant at 16 years old. His mother said to him, and I won't say his name, but his mother said to him, say it's not yours. This is going to ruin your life. Da da da. So, of course, as a scared 16, 17-year-old kid, you do what your mother says. Okay. And so I went after him. I was arrested 3 times going after him because he was to me, it was disrespectful. I was not asking him to marry my sister. I was asking him to stand up like a man and admit that it was his child and take care of his responsibilities, which we ended up going through the courts, and it was proven 100% that 99.9% that it was his kid. So I think that, that kind of does that. But anyway, I went back to him again in my 20s, and I sat down with him and we had a beer together and we talked. We were older, more mature. He explained to me why he did what he did. And so we are actually back to being friends to this day. So, it is if you hold on to hate, it only hurts you. So I hate no one. I don't. If there's somebody that I don't like or I don't care for, I just don't have nothing to do with them. And believe me, there are people that I have met in my life that I'm like, this is not the person for me. I don't want to be around this person. I don't want to deal with this person. So I don't. It's a choice that I made, but I don't hate them. Never will, because that's a waste of energy. It's a waste of time. Life is way too short. But again, if you look at what this political system does, especially now, okay, Ed, you seem like you would do anything for anyone. Oh, I'm going to tell you what, I will help anybody if I can. If they need a hand with anything, I have, like, I'll tell you what, the guy that I'm buying the land from, I'll give you an example. I said, listen, once I'm down here and I'm living down here, I said, if you need a hand with anything, all you got to do is ask me. If I'm not in the middle of something else, I will help you. Because that is who I am. What does it take? A little bit of my time. That's it. And that's the way I look at it. So, it is, again, it is an absolute waste of time to hate somebody, to let them, when you hate someone, I want you to think about this, guys. When you are so focused on hatred for somebody, you're giving them so much power. They're controlling your thoughts. They're controlling you. You're not. And the sad thing is that person is probably not thinking about you at all. No matter what your history is, what happened, they're probably not thinking about you at all. But you're letting that consume you and eat you alive, and it's not worth it. It really, really isn't. So, like I said, I just don't have time for it. I gave up hatred a long, long time ago, and I'll tell you what, I've been so much better for it. I'm going to tell you what, things happen in life, and we can be bitter about things that happen, and poor me, and again, play the victim. Okay, it's somebody else's fault because this happened. And and that's not taking personal responsibility. People do us wrong. It happens a lot. Okay, but I'm going to give you another example of something. Okay, I had a buddy of mine, true story. We were working together at Monroe Community Hospital. And at the time, I was a CNA and he was an LPN. He ended up going on and getting his RN. I went on and got my LPN. Good friends, went out, partied together, had a blast. Good dude, I thought, So he borrows $20 from me, right? Never got it back. Never got that $20 back. So then I had left working for the county, got my license, got nursing license, and then went on, did my thing. He calls me up and he says, hey, man, listen, I'm in a little bit of a bind. He said, could you let me borrow $600? Tax time's coming up, and I'll get you your money back as soon as tax time comes up. And I said to him, and I said, Andy, I said, I'm going to be 100% honest with you because that's the only way I know how to be. And he was like, okay. I said, I got $600. I could give you $600. I said, but I'm not going to. And here's why. I said, I let you borrow $20, what was it, 4 years earlier. And I said, you never paid me back that $20. I said, and you make more money than I do. I said, what makes you think that I would give you $600 when you never paid me back 20? And he was like, oh man, come on, why are you going to be like that? I said, I'm not being like anything. I'm being honest. I said, so my answer to you is no. I've never heard from him again. Never heard from him again. So what the lesson is, it cost me $20 to get rid of somebody that was a user, that was somebody that would use you for their own good or whatever. Unfortunately, it cost a friendship, but that's the way it goes. You learn. If you let somebody borrow money and they give it back to you, absolutely, I'll let them borrow it again. Okay. But if you're going to try to screw me and then think you're going to come back and try to do it for more later on, I mean, that's ridiculous. But that's how our society is. So, what do we got here? RVs can park anywhere there's a pine tree. Yeah, well, like I said, yeah, $20 is cheap to learn something about someone. Absolutely, it is. That was I got off very, very cheaply. Yeah, and he was not my friend. You're exactly right. Yep. But unfortunately, that does happen. And what are you going to do? That's those are lessons you learn. Yeah, A Bronx Tale. Yep. There's another one. And it was a great example of that. When I saw that movie, it's the same exact thing. It costs you $20 to get rid of somebody who was a parasite. So, and that's the way you have to look at it. You can't be bitter and pissed off and be like, oh my God, this guy did me wrong and blah, 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 blah. You got to let it go. But again, he never, like I said, he never contacted me again, never asked me for no more money again because he knew what the answer was going to be. Hey, Mr. Rose, I booted me a troll. Haha, JJ, with your quickness. What now, JJ? You might as well retire, bro. Oh my God, that's funny. Yeah, it's sad that. Thank you very much, man, for the donation. I do appreciate that. It's sad that these people think that they're going to come in here with you guys because you guys are right on top of everything, and they think that they're going to cause trouble. It is amazing to me. It really is. But they try anyway, so you got to give them an A for effort. Hey, Homestead Homeboy, North Carolina. Thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate it. He says, hello, Ed. So thank you very much. But yeah, it's just, well, it's funny because somebody says I love cats and dogs. I prefer animals. Animals are so much more loyal. And I'm going to tell you what. And I know I've said this many times. I have met some wonderful, wonderful people from this channel. Absolutely wonderful people, great people. We have a tendency, and it's weird. Like-minded people seem to be made up, to me, and I see this a lot, of the same cloth. Okay, we have the same kind of goals, we have the same kind of mindset, we have if you want to call it a moral code, we have a moral code. And I think that is really, really interesting about preppers and off-gridders. There really is a like-mindedness that is amazing to me, and it is very, very cool. And I've met some tremendous people from this channel. I really have, because I know that for me personally, when I got into prepping, I felt very isolated. I felt very alone because there was so many people going, well, why are you doing that? That's crazy. That doesn't make any sense. Why would you do that? But when you connect with people that think the same way that you do, you get a lot of validation from that. And I think that that's a really, really cool thing. And like I said, we are a huge community of people, and we really are all over the place. And I think that that's awesome. So, hello from South Central Los Angeles. Hey, Tasha, nice to see you. Welcome. Can you talk about who really is in charge? This is the reason why nothing gets done. Oh, that makes sense too. Yeah, if you think that the president really runs things, he doesn't. He never will. He is a figurehead. There is a group of people that absolutely do run things. A big business is a huge part of that. When you have these huge, huge companies, and they are dictating, to these politicians what they want done because they've made such huge contributions to their campaigns, and whatever other money that gets funneled to these politicians, through insider trading and all those type of things. There is definitely, there's definitely a group of people that run things for years and years and years. You want to say the Rothschilds are a big part of that. They absolutely would be. So Asa says, can we make a suggestion for Chuck E. Cheese Whack-A-Troll? Would be awesome game to play. Oh my God, that would be freaking hilarious. That would be hilarious. That is funny. Thank you very much, Asif, for the donation as well. I like that. That's very funny. But yeah, it's. But I love animals because animals are loyal to the day is done. They just want to be loved and taken care of, and that is the end of their expectations. So. Yep. George Carlin said there's a big club and you ain't in it. That's exactly right. And he used a lot of other words too. But he was dead on. They're going to always watch out for themselves. And to me, and this is not, I don't want you guys to think that this is like a redistribution of wealth type of statement. But realistically, how much is enough? How much money do you have to have where you could say, yeah, okay, I'm in a good place now. And when you have like the Bill Gateses of the world that are worth just billions of dollars. Now, does he do a lot of philanthropy? Yes, he does. Okay, but that's a write-off realistically. And I know that Warren Buffett does a lot of that as well. Which I think is good. And I think some people do it. I do not have a fire going. No, I do not. It is definitely going to be cooler tonight, but it wasn't that bad today. It was in the 50s today, and I think it's going down to the 40s tonight. So that's not cold enough for me to start a fire. It was colder the other day. So, it was colder the other day. I had a fire going yesterday, and I did have a fire going the day before. But when it's raining all day and you have that dampness and that just it makes it chillier. Today has been very, very decent, so yeah, it's not just the money, it's the power that they want to. You're right. No, I agree with you 100%. But to me, it's just okay. So someone's talking about the cops being out like crazy. When Margie and I went down to go on Saturday, which was yesterday. Whoo! We went down to the RV place. The cops were out like crazy. They will be out like crazy. They've already said that they're going to be looking to, DWI, speeders, any kind of violators and stuff like that. So, yeah, they're out there. So, definitely pay attention to that. Yankees and Southern boys get along if they're preppers. Absolutely. And that's the funny thing too. People, and that's the other thing. And there's another fallacy that's being put out there that people from the north and the people from the south, like, again, what do they say? People from the south are stupid, people from the north are smarter. It's all crap, because you got smart people and you got stupid people everywhere. I don't care where you go. Okay. And people from the south and people from the north can absolutely get along. It's common ground. And here's it's a weird word, not used a lot, not thrown out there a lot today: respect. Respecting somebody else, respecting their views, respecting their thoughts, and not putting people down for whatever they think. So, yeah, every holiday weekend, of course. Yeah, every holiday weekend. And that's why I always used to say to people, why would you go out, like on the 4th of July, if it's a good example? Why would you go out on the 4th of July, get hammered, and then get in your car? Those cops are going to be out there. It never made any sense to me. Never made any sense to me. And again, if you want to get hammered, stay home. Blow out fireworks at your house. I never got that. Never got that. Again, guys, we're at 896 in the chat. We're at 431 on the thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to do that, please, to show support for the channel. And thank you ahead of time. I do appreciate that. Also, it really does help with the algorithms. So the more interaction that we have, the better it is for the channel. So I thank you for that reason as well. Also, again, I do like to see a lot of thumbs up as well, so that's part of it as well. What's a carpetbagger? Yeah, exactly. But also, again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And thank you ahead of time as well. And you hit the nail on the head with about people showing respect. And that's what it really comes down to be honest with you. I don't care who you are. I will tell you this. This is one thing I do know for a fact, okay? If you are a Yankee and you live in the North and you move down south and you go to get a job and they say, where are you from? And so obviously, like me, I'm from New York. I'd say I'm from New York. You're going to get hired because they know we work. And I know in the South, in a lot of places, it's really laid back. It's a slower pace and stuff like that. People from the North, we have a tendency to go, 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 go. That's just, I don't know why. It is what it is. But so when I went down south, I had no problem getting hired because they knew that, being from New York, I was a worker, and I always have been. I never been afraid of hard work. Never was. Always worked 2 jobs or more, and put in a ton of hours. Because there was things that I wanted to do, there's things I wanted to buy, and I wasn't going to screw nobody over to get them. I was going to earn it. I'm going to tell you what. It's easy to do to hustle. Okay. I sold some weed back in the day, and I got away from that because I just didn't like the way it made me feel. Was the money great? The money was awesome, absolutely awesome, but I didn't like the way it made me feel. When I had a job and I was working, and I got that paycheck, it might not be as much as I made, doing the other thing, okay, but I had my self-respect, and I know where that money came from, and that was just me. That was just me. So that's just, and everybody's got a different mindset. People do different things, and like I said, I don't judge anybody. You do what you got to do, but to me, with having, earning something, I'll never forget. I had gone, when I got out of the service and I came back home. I was working at a place in a town called Caledonia, New York. It was a label and tag company, and I worked in shipping and receiving. And I remember when I went out and I bought a TV and a VCR and I paid cash for them. Okay. That made me feel so good because it was money that I earned. It was my money. I went out and I got it, and I didn't have to do Rent-A-Center because Rent-A-Center was big back in the day. What a difference, but that self-satisfaction of knowing that I worked hard, I earned this, and I went out and I bought it, and it's mine. That was a cool feeling, and so it's just like when I finished nursing school. The way I felt after I finished nursing school, and then when I took my boards and I got my license, it's just it was put me in a different place. So that's why like I said, I've always said I'm a big believer in a hand up, not a handout. Well, actually, no, we're 48 minutes into the chat. We got to do the egg count. I know I'm getting behind here. Uh, so anyway, guys, what do you think? Let's keep going on those thumbs up. Let's get that number up there. So if you haven't shot that thumbs up, please do that to show support for the channel. And thank you for that ahead of time. So what do you guys think the egg count is as well today? Give you a few minutes to put your guesses up there. Now, yesterday, I think I told you in a video, we ended up with 12 eggs yesterday. So yesterday was a really, really good egg count day. Today was sunny, but it was cooler today. Okay. So if you had the same exact guess, and I'm going to give the first person the credit that I saw right, Bryce Cry. If you had 7 eggs, then you are correct. We ended up with 7 eggs today. And I just think it was because they did so well yesterday, number one. And Thickneck did not lay an egg today. That's number 2. But it was cooler today. And I think that was the reason that they did not lay as much today. So, but yeah, it was funny. So when I asked for the egg count, Bryce put his number up right away. He goes 7. And I'm like, man, look at that. He's right on the money. So that was pretty cool. So, but Yeah, I'm not complaining with 14 laying hens, 7 eggs. I'm not, whatever they give me, guys, is just, to me, it's a bonus. And that's the way I look at it. You know, my eggs are down because I have two broody hens. Oh, there you go. Hey, that's all right, Paula. Gonna make you more babies. That's a good thing. Anyone that watches Prepper Nation, he's in YouTube jail for a week. Ah, yeah, they are definitely on top of doing that. They definitely, you got to be really, really careful now what you're saying. It's funny if you speak out against certain things, you're going to be punished. That's what they're doing. So if there are topics that you are not going along with the conformity of what they want to be put out there, you are. No, I did not ride today, Terry. I was just focusing on getting some stuff here. We got some weather coming up here next week. We're going to be in the 80s, so high 80s. So I will tell you this right now. This week coming up, I will be riding, but I wanted to get that grass cut today because I knew it was going to be cooler today, and then it's going to get warmer. And I don't have any broody hens. I don't. Yep. So yeah, I don't know what it. My guys are just not that. They don't. They're not. I've not had one ever go broody on me. So, but if you go against whatever they're pushing out there, you're going to get punished, and that's what they do. So there's certain things that I obviously have to be very, very careful of. I had, a strike. He was in jail because of a video he made money off of months ago. Wow. Well, that's unfortunately that's what they do. I have videos of UFOs on over my city 3 days this week. Wow. Sweeps Harriet just said, wow, that's pretty wild. Yeah, I'll tell you what, we were out the other night. And dogs and cats. Well, the dogs are all over here, and only one in the house that I have right now is Maxie right there sleeping. And no, and Lucy's up over there. You can kind of see him. There he is. They are generally Max and Lucy are pretty much right in here most of the time. So, but I got Miss Hella's at the end of the bed, and the other two are right over there. So. Yeah, they don't, if I'm in the house, they're right here with me. So have you heard about the Pentagon? For the past decade, they've trained 60,000 soldiers who work undercover here and abroad. You know what? That really doesn't surprise me, to be honest with you. There is, well, okay, so you look at, there was a group that was, I don't know if they were a 3% group or something like that. And they had a guy come in. Are you going to have to get a mower tractor to mow that 25 acres? JJ, most of it is woods. So there is an area that I'm definitely going to have to think about getting something to cut it down with more. But yeah, there's most of the 25 acres is woods. So that I'm really excited about that. The woods I want to be able to leave. I have enough of an open area that I can do everything that I want to do. So there was this group that was I think they were a 3%er group. I don't think they were like a white supremacist group, but I think they were like a 3%er group. And they were infiltrated by somebody working either undercover for the FBI or had been turned for whatever reason and stuff like that. And this person kept pushing this group. Let's make our weapons full auto. Let's make our weapons full auto. Okay. And so finally, the other group members said, yeah, okay, why not? Let's go ahead and do that. And as soon as they did that, the government came in and they arrested everybody, and all those people went to jail. Okay. You have to think about things when you're doing something. If you're going to be part of a militia, a 3% group, or any group, period, you better, number one, know what you're walking into. Number one. If laws are being broken like that, if it's something that can jam you up and put you in prison for a long time, you better be really hesitant. Okay, you better be really, really hesitant on getting involved with that, because to me, again, You cannot do any good for your family, your group, your friends if you are sitting in a jail cell, if you're sitting in prison. I will never have anything full auto, not going to do it. And here's the thing too. I shot full auto? Absolutely, at a gun club. I've shot a full auto pistol, and I shot a full auto rifle. And what happens is when you shoot a full auto weapon, it rides up on you. Okay, it's just a natural thing. It just does. So unless you are very skilled and know what you're doing with that, you're never going to get as much on target as you can. I would rather have a semi-auto because I'm controlling, where those rounds are going, and I'm going to be much, much more accurate. You can have full auto, and if you come, you may be able to shoot a lot more rounds, but I'm going to be much more accurate and much more deadly. And oh yeah, suppressors, right? Yeah, that would be another thing you got to be really, really careful of. Again, these things, guys, in a post-event, things can be turned to full auto. Things can be turned. You can get suppressors and those type of things. There's no reason to do it now. There really isn't. Maybe have the knowledge to know how to do it. That would not be a bad thing. I'm not saying that you should, just saying that that is an option. Having that information ahead of time is never a bad thing. But, just be careful. Again, you got to understand, I'm sure people have heard the term, there's no honor amongst thieves, right? When somebody gets busted, all right, when somebody gets busted, I got another story for you guys. You're going to love this one. So after my grandfather died, my grandfather passed away in, when did he pass away? 92. All right. And so I went through a period of a little bit of depression, and I was, smoking a lot of weed, and I was selling weed, and I had these kids, and I'm not saying that, I don't want you to think I'm saying this bragging, because I'm not bragging. I'm just giving you information. I had these guys, younger guys, they were breaking into storage lockers. They were bringing me things. I would get rid of those things and, trade them money and, weed for whatever. We would make those transactions. And this, like I said, is a long, long time ago. And so that was going on for a while. And I didn't feel good about it. And I didn't like it. And so I set a date. I said, I'm moving out of New York. I'm getting away from everything and everyone. And that's when I moved down south and I moved to North Carolina. Okay. And that is your 90 days of YouTube probation up now. Very close, 80K, man. Very, very close. I will let everybody know when it's up. I will let you all know when it's up. But what happened was, so I set my date that I was leaving, had my huge going away party, partied like crazy that day. The next day, whatever I had left over, I got rid of. I packed up my car and I went south and I moved to North Carolina. My mother told me later, she calls me up a couple of months later and she says to me, Ed, were you involved with the mafia? And I'm like, what? She goes, well, were you involved with the mafia? And I said, no, not at all. She said, two men in suits came around, were asking questions. Okay. And the only thing that I could surmise what happened, obviously they were cops. Okay. What I think happened, those two boys that were doing what they were doing got popped. And what happens? They tell on everybody that they know. They go up the food chain. They're going to tell on everybody to try to get themselves out of trouble, to get themselves back on the street. Well, I'm already out of the game. I'm already gone. So they can't do nothing. Okay. I was very, very fortunate, very, very smart to get away from that situation and get away from doing what I was doing, because I probably would have gotten arrested. I'll give you another example of what happened. I only would sell to people that I knew. Okay. So if I knew you personally and you smoked pot and I knew you from whenever, I would have no problem selling you that pot. I had a guy one time, a couple of these, oh, we got this guy he wants to buy. I go, well, what does he want? And they told me how much he wanted. And I said, well, listen, here's the deal. You're not bringing him to my house. You don't bring him to my house. I don't know him. He ain't coming here. So if you want to buy, you get the money from him, you come, you buy it from me, and then you go give it to him. That's fine. And that's the way I used to do it, because I was not bringing in strange people. I was not that greedy. I didn't need the money that badly, because again, there really is no honor amongst thieves. If you get popped, you get busted. A lot of these people, they roll on every single person that they can roll to either get their jail time reduced, or they do it for, to get themselves out of whatever they're doing. And so to me, I really came to the realization: keep it straight and narrow, do it legal, don't screw around, don't mess around doing stupid stuff where you can get yourself jammed up. And it just worked out better. And so, that's what I did. And so, and it's weird. My life actually came together and has been better ever since I made those decisions way back when. Again, we all got those decisions to make. We all do stupid stuff. We all make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. So again, when somebody makes a mistake, let's say somebody makes a mistake and they go to prison. I'm not judging that person for the rest of their life because they made a mistake. I'll talk to them later and say, listen, you have a choice now. What you choose to do from here forward is totally up to you. Unfortunately, a lot of people get right back in with the same crowd. They hang out with the same people again, and they get themselves jammed up again. It's not worth it. It really isn't. Yeah, we'll be like Nancy. Just say no. So cash crops are growing in the South. Oh, you know what? That's everywhere. That is everywhere. So do you think the left is behind the 12K to make the move to West Virginia to turn the state blue? So sneaky. Actually, there's that program, the 12K. It was limited to like 100 people. So I don't think that is the left behind that. I really don't. I just think that West Virginia had been losing so many people that they were trying to incentivize people to move down there to do that. To me, I don't want somebody controlling what I do or how I do it. So I will not be applying for that. I'm not going to be involved in that at all. I plan on, obviously I bought property down in West Virginia. So, as a retired corrections officer, you'd be surprised at the amount of snitching that goes on. H. White 9000 said that. Actually, I would not be surprised at all. Again, you have jailhouse snitches. Anything that they can do to get themselves out of their situation, they will do it. So yeah, it happens all the time. But yeah, I hear you, and that happens a ton. Because at the end of the day, people are looking out for themselves. That's at the end of the day. So if they can roll on you and rat on you, they don't care about you. I don't care if they're your friend. If you're involved with stuff and they can get you, they're going to get you, especially if it gets them out of what they're doing. Have you purchased property with a home? No, it has no home. It's raw land. I will be starting from scratch down there. You guys are going to be able to see that journey as we do that. You will see that journey as we do that, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. The people that have been following the channel here for a long time saw what we started out with here. It is absolutely doable. I learned, yeah, right. I learned a lot from what we've done here. When I go down there, I will tell you right now, my solar system right from the very beginning will be a 48-volt system, much more efficient. Okay. And so, again, if I have to start slowly and build up the system over time, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm okay with that. I really, truly am. So, it'll come together. It always does. It sounds weird, but it always does. Mr. Rose says, my only mistake is I can't ban JJ. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, JJ's on top of it, guys. He is definitely, when it comes to the trolls and those type of things, he's on them, which is good. I mean, all you guys are, like I said, you're all very appreciated. So, real quick, I want to do some shout outs for some other channels while I'm thinking about it. We have my buddy up in Canada, Icky Can. Definitely pay attention to his channel. He's a good dude. He's working on things up there, so definitely show him some support and show him some love. And also Sean James up there, he is amazing. The guy is just, what he does up there is just absolutely crazy. He really gets at it. He's got a great channel up there. He has My Self-Reliance, and then he has Sean James. So he's got the two different channels. And also Southern Prepper 1 would be another great channel. You have, oh my God, I'm absolutely going blank here. Doug and Stacy. Marfugal News with Adam out on the West Coast. You have Magic Prepper out there. You have Green Greg's. You have oh my God. So the guys, realistically, there's so many channels out there that are good channels that absolutely, the nomadic movement. They're down in Panama. They're a really, really cool channel. Nice young couple, and they're doing really, really good stuff down there. Pinball Preparedness. Yep, there's another one. Canadian Prepper. Yep, and so there's a lot of channels that are out there. I always encourage everybody to watch everybody. You're going to get different ideas from different people. People think differently. Not everybody thinks the same. So, like when you bring a group of people together, and I know I talked about this before, when you bring a group of people together, we did a get together the one time, and I said, bring your bug out bags, and we're going to go over what everybody has in their bug out bag. And I thought it would be a good exercise to see what other people's minds were at, what they were thinking. And, it gives you another option and ideas of what maybe you should have or maybe what you should not have, in your thing. So it was, uh, it was really, really cool because that was where I got the idea of rat traps. To be able to have rat traps that you could put on a tree to catch squirrels with some peanut butter or something like that. I just thought that that was such a fantastic idea, and it was something that I had never thought about. I got that from one of the people that had brought that in the group, and they brought that, and I just was like, that is really, really smart. Very easy way to hunt. Squirrels are everywhere, and tie that up. Oh, Angry Prepper. I didn't say Angry Prepper. I can't even believe I forgot to mention him. So, but you know, th- having those different ideas and looking at things differently, I think is a great thing. So, yeah, Alaska Prepper, another good channel. Yep, exactly. Yep, there's so many good channels out there. It's unbelievable. Okay, really quickly, I do want to talk about the Prepper get together. Let's talk about that really quickly. And I do have to talk with Angry Prepper again and see what's going on his end there. I'll be chatting with him soon. Um, so the Prepper get together is going to be the 16th, 17th, and 18th of July. Okay, it is Hope. Is it Hope? Hope Valley Camp, I believe is the name. I'll have to look at that again. I'm pretty sure that's the name. It is in Dansville, New York. We have the whole camp. There are outbuildings there that sleep about 115 people. So if you want to come and stay there, that is all covered. Okay. So you can come, you can stay. It's not going to cost you anything to stay there. They are offering food there where you could pay $5 a meal for food. On the Friday, it would be just dinner. Saturday, Sunday, both of those days, it would be breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then everybody has to be out by 10 a.m. on the Monday morning. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a great get together, and we're going to be able to do some big old bonfires, sit around, like-minded people sitting and chatting. If you want to tent camp, you can tent camp. If you want to bring your RV, you can bring your RV. Okay. How do you feel about the time shift we have all noticed? Time shift. I'm not sure I know what you mean. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I know that time is literally shorter. Hmm. I know. Well, I'll tell you this. I know that, like, my grandmother always said to me, as you get older, time goes faster. And I notice that as I've gotten older, it's like boom, boom, boom. The time just goes. It is crazy how fast it goes. So it is amazing how fast that goes. I know that we're in the midst of a pole shift, so that is definitely affecting things. We are in a grand solar minimum, which I believe 100% on both of those things. That is happening as well. So, yeah, I'm going to have to, Diane. She says, get a small tractor, use it for gardening and mowing. I will definitely be having to do something to that effect when I get down there, because especially with that much more land, and there'll be a lot more, a lot more things that I'll have to be doing. So yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting. I'm like I said, I'm really looking forward to getting down there and getting started, and so. Am I bringing Margie's trailer to the get together? Probably not, because she's going to be staying in it here. So there is, there's plenty of places to stay there. So I'm gonna stay right there at the camp for the get together. But yeah, so I probably won't bring her camper down for that, because once it's here, it's going to stay here until I go down to West Virginia, and then it's going to go down to West Virginia, and it's staying in West Virginia. So, but so what do we got? So anyway, let's do this, guys, because the time is getting away from us, because it always does. I'm going to ask for another thumbs up real quick. We're at 762 in the chat. We're at 589 on the thumbs up. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to please do that to show support for the channel. And thank you very much ahead of time. Bet you never thought it would be only take one trip to find your new place. I was hopeful. After the first few days we were down there, I was getting discouraged. I'll be honest with you. I was really discouraged. And but I said, well, you know what? It'll come together. And it just did. It just aligned correctly, and it worked out great. And I was really, really happy when we found the place. So, doing a new solar setup on the new property or bringing the solar down? No, it'll be a brand new solar setup down there, JJ. When I sell this property here, this is gonna be a preppers or off-gridders, wet dream up here. To be able to walk in and have everything set up ahead of time. So that's what this is going to be up here. They're going to have their own solar system, the whole 9 yards. But when we move down there, everything is going to be a brand new setup down there. So that is the game plan. But so again, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, please do so to show support for the channel. And thank you ahead of time for doing that. I do appreciate it. Also, it really does help with the algorithm. So the more interaction we have, the better it is for the channel. And I appreciate that reason as well. And of course, I like to see a lot of thumbs up, which is being honest. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell notification to get all notifications as well. When I tell you guys, real quickly, I want to mention this really quickly. When I tell you guys these different stories about my past, I'm not saying different things to brag, to be like, oh, look, I was a tough guy or a badass or something like that. That's not why I tell these stories. I tell them to give you a perspective of where I came from and where my life changed in the direction that I decided my life to go. And when I tell people that when I say at the end of my streams or videos that the only one holding you back is you, it is 100% true, because it really was the case for me as well. It really was, because it's always about choices. People, places, and things. The people that you're hanging out with, the places that you are, and the things that you're doing. It always comes down to those three things. It really, really does. So anyway, we are Legion because we are many. We are all over the world, all over. Let's see. When you sell the place you're at now, will you give your subscribers first dibs? If somebody was interested in buying it, that was a subscriber, absolutely. I would have no problem. I would love to be able to say that this property ended up going to a fellow prepper. That would be fantastic. For people that live in like New York City or something like that, okay? And if you're down there and you wanted a bug out location, someplace far enough away from New York City where you could go if you had to, this would be perfect. So that's absolutely. But whoever, if somebody wanted the property that was a YouTuber, absolute, or a subscriber, that would be the best. To me, that would be the best. This winter, I won't take them down this winter. They'll stay here. But when we make the move, absolutely, all the animals are coming. All the cats will come. All the chickens are coming. Yeah, everybody will go down when we do make the move. Now, again, we may not make that move for a couple of years. I don't know. It all depends on how everything pans out. So, I'm obviously planning like nothing is going to happen, okay? Because that's kind of the mindset that you have to have. You have to have the mindset that nothing is going to happen, and you plan accordingly. If something happens, we deal with it along those lines. That's why I won't get rid of this property right away, because if something goes hanky in the world, I can always come back here if I have to. So All right, let's do this. We are Legion because we are many. We're all over the world. We're all over the country. We're a huge network of people. Where is everybody from tonight? So let's do that really quickly. Because the time, like I said, the time's getting away, which it always does. Yeah, we'll be the Clampets. We'll have Mom up on top of the thing, on the car in a rocker. We have Georgia, Montreal, Canada, North Highlands of California, Palm Beach, Florida, Clemente, Florida, Brookings, Southern Oregon on the coast, Nowhere, Oklahoma, Naples, Florida, Beech Grove, Indiana, New Jersey, and West Virginia, BC, Canada, let's see, upstate New York, New Hampshire, Kansas, Las Vegas, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Cape Cod, New Mexico, Nebraska, Minnesota, Southwest Illinois. We have Kansas, Ontario, Canada, Franklin, Virginia. Let's see, Columbus, Ohio, Princeton, West Virginia, New Hampshire. Let's see, Ulster Park, New York, Scottsdale, Arizona. We have Pryor, Arkansas, Pensacola, Florida. We have Mississippi, Hale, Michigan, West Virginia, Illinois, Ontario, Canada, California, New Mexico, Denver, Orlando, Florida, Iowa, Asheville, North Carolina. Beautiful in Asheville, by the way. Mesa, Arizona, Fort Drum, New York. Been there as well. Central New Hampshire. We have Michigan, Sioux City, Iowa. We have Missouri in the Ozarks. Virginia Beach, Virginia. Washington, Iowa. We have Kansas, Mobile, Alabama. Hey, Mr. Rose, can my wife reserve a room? She's in rough shape. She could be in the main building. That would be probably the best that I could do. Any of the smaller places are already all taken. So, but she could go into the main building. Just so, okay. So, let's see. Thank you very much for the donation too, by the way. Fairland, Oklahoma, Nebraska, Southern Maine, West Virginia again. I don't plan on dropping a lot of trees down there, Mark Webb. I do not plan on dropping a lot of trees. So I'm not going to need to. There's enough of an open area. Aurora, Ohio. So again, guys, we're all over the country, all over the world. Huge family, huge network of people. We are the ones that are awake. We're the ones that can make a difference. And I really think that if we try, or if we can, we should try to do that. I think it really does make a big, big difference if we do that. And when the time comes, and I had a conversation actually today with somebody. When the time comes, there are so many unprepared. And I know I've said this before, but I will say it again. The most dangerous person in a post event is somebody who is desperate and scared because they have nothing to lose. That is the most dangerous person in a post event. So people need to remember that. How much money was your property? I'm not going to share that information, Wesley. I did get a good deal on the property. I will say that, but I'm not going to share how much I paid for the property. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead, and I want to thank my moderators who do an absolutely fantastic job on here. Keeping the chat clean and getting rid of the riffraff that comes in and tries to cause trouble. So ladies and gentlemen that moderate for me, thank you so much. I do appreciate what you do. I appreciate all of you being here and doing what you do as well. It really is really, really great. So what are we at, 660? Let's see if we can hit 700 here. We need 40 more thumbs up, guys. Let's see if we can hit 700 just for fun before we jump off of here. Remember, guys, we are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. And as soon as we realize that and stop letting them play games with us, Max is awesome. He's sleeping right there. Rich Mountains. And thank you very much for the donation as well. Max is awesome. Max is my boy. He's not far from me at any time. So also, don't let them continue to play games with us with race, religion, political views. They're trying to divide us. They want us divided. They want us fighting each other. And so we definitely don't let them do that. Don't let them do that, because that's how they win. And if we get to a point where we're fighting each other and they shut down the country and enact martial law, then we're all screwed. So, and all they need is an excuse. That's all they need is that excuse. Also, remember, guys, to hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important to tell the people that we care about every single day how we feel. What are we at? 686. 14 more, guys. 14 more thumbs up. Also, remember STD. Step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you are trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that can stop you from reaching your goals is you. That's it. Nobody else can stop you. Stay positive, stay away from that negativity, and you're going to be just fine. And that's it. You drive on. You set your plans, your goals, and you make them happen. Can you grow your own organic wheat? Yes. Yep. I actually have a lot of wheat. The Purvey pepper. I have a lot of wheat on hand already. A couple 100 pounds, probably 300-400 pounds of wheat on hand that I could absolutely grow if I needed to in an emergency situation. So yeah, we would definitely be doing that as well. So, but what state are you moving to? West Virginia, Bambi. We're moving not right away. I bought property in West Virginia, and we will be working on that for a while, and we're going to go from there. So we're at 699, guys. Need one more thumbs up to hit that 700. So very, very close. Let's see. We got to get that. We got to hit 700. So there we go. We got it. Cool. All right. So anyway, guys, I will see you all tomorrow. I hope everybody has a great Memorial Day. And remember the reason that we have it. Remember the sacrifices that are given by people. It's not about the party. It's about remembrance of those that made the ultimate sacrifice. Okay? So I will see you all later. I hope everybody has a great night. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.